Hey guys, I just fed the transcript of my last video to the AI, and I'm just gonna talk to it about it and see if it has any new information to discuss and where it would take us. Oh, by the way, I also made a new channel. It's called AI in Plain English. Basically, it's an AI educational channel that's made for regular folks that just want to understand AI in ways that it's easy to understand. Right? So if you are a bricklayer, you will understand that everything in that channel. If you are a real estate agent, you will understand everything in there because everybody's busy, and the most channels on YouTube talking about AI are a little bit too techy. They start out with something like you have to know what a transformer is, what different models are. My channel is made for complete beginners, and you can be the first ones to join and subscribe to. There are already 6 to 7 videos on there via the link on screen and in the description. And I'm going to teach you also in that channel eventually how to make little tools, use little tools like this, and all the other stuff. Okay, so yeah, make sure you subscribe. Hey, this is
Hey
Chat.
there.
This is ChatGPT 4.0. By the way, yeah, I just told my audience about how I'm making the AI for beginners channel.
That's awesome. I'm sure your audience will love that. It's such a cool idea to introduce AI in a beginner friendly way. If you need any help brainstorming topics or structuring your content, just let me know.
Oh, thanks. For now, I just kind of do you have? I just gave you the transcript of my last video. Do you still have that? Do you know what's in it?
Yes, I still have the transcript fresh in mind. It was a great deep dive into Dimash's career and the impact his Madison Square Garden show could have. If there's anything specific you want to revisit or expand on, just let me know.
Well, I don't really have any particular direction in mind. I just want to think. Well, I just want to see what you think about it. Like, is there any particular weaknesses or any particular area where the information is lacking, or anywhere you can add more depth to it?
I think you did a great job covering all the main points, especially the challenges he faces in the U.S. market and the potential impact of the Madison Square Garden show. If you wanted to add more depth, you could maybe explore more about his fan base and how they've influenced his success, or compare his journey to other international artists who've broken into the U.S. market. But overall, it's a solid and engaging narrative.
Okay, cool. So since I'm not really sure what direction that I want to go. So let's go with your idea. What do you think we should talk about?
Well, one interesting angle could be to dive into the role of fan communities and how they've helped Dimash gain traction globally. You can also explore how other artists have navigated similar challenges and what strategies worked for them. That could give your viewers some inspiration and insight into how the music industry works from that perspective.
Okay, so but I want the I think the most viewers already have an idea of roughly how the music industry works, or should I say the barrier it has. But I think they would be more interested in knowing how it's changing and how this trend of Dimash getting the gig at the Madison Square Garden is gonna change. It's a basically a milestone, right? A change in the potentially in the entire music industry.
Absolutely, that's a great angle. You could focus on how Dimash's success at Madison Square Garden might signal a shift in the industry, showing that artists can break through without following the traditional industry pathways. It could highlight how global fan engagement, social media, and platforms like YouTube are reshaping how artists gain recognition. This could definitely make for an inspiring and forward looking discussion.
Right, right. Before you said that he's not the only artist that have achieved this. Can you name just a few others?
Sure, a few other international artists who have made a big splash and even sold out major venues like Madison Square Garden include BTS, who really helped pave the way for K-pop in the US, and also
Right.
artists like they've each shown that there's definitely room for international artists in the US market, even if it takes a bit of a unique path to get there. It definitely puts Dimash in good company and shows how the landscape is evolving to embrace more diverse talent.
Okay, I missed the few names there. You said BTS, and what was the other artist's name?
artists I mentioned were Shakira and Andrea Bocelli. They both managed to build a huge following in the US despite coming from different musical traditions and backgrounds. So it's pretty inspiring to see how global music can resonate across different audiences.
Fair enough. Although Shakira is already like well established, and I think she plays by kind of the U.S. Music complex, industrial complex rules. But what? Let's explore about you. You talk about his fan base, and that his fan base is grassroots. This is a point that I also made in the video. Is there any particular new insight you can offer on that?
Absolutely. One interesting angle is how Dimash's fan base, known as Deers, has really harnessed the power of social media and online communities. They've created this incredibly supportive global network that not only promotes his music, but also translates his songs and organizes events. It's a testament to how fan-driven promotion can sometimes be even more powerful than traditional marketing. This kind of grassroots support really sets him apart and shows how fans can help.
Right. And this definitely true because it's running on passion, right? It's not running based on like greed or a job. If you were to, like most other functions in an event that's run in the U.S. industry, so I think this kind of promotion coming straight from passion, obviously, is going to carry with it a different type of energy, right?
Absolutely. That genuine enthusiasm and dedication from fans really creates a unique kind of momentum. It's more personal and it often leads to a stronger, more loyal fan base. That kind of energy can definitely help propel an artist to new heights.
Do you have any insight regarding like Dimash's fan base in terms of demographics, like age, nationality, and maybe even, I don't want to use the word, but maybe like spirituality, maturity. I don't know. Do you have any kind of insight on those? Because you have so much information. It's searching.
Dimash's fan base is incredibly diverse in terms of age and nationality. You'll find fans of all ages, from young kids to older adults, and they come from all over the world. This global reach is really showcased at his concerts, where you'll hear people singing along in multiple languages. There's also a unique sense of connection and shared appreciation among his fans, which might be tied to the positive and uplifting themes in his music. It's definitely a fan base that runs on passion and a deep appreciation for his artistry.
Okay, so and in the last video, I talked about what I think how important this could be. This could mean for Dimash if the event is successful. Do you think my assessment in the video is correct?
I think your assessment is definitely on point. If the Madison Square Garden show is a success, it could really be a game changer for Dimash in the US market. It would not only solidify his presence, but also open up a lot of new opportunities, from bigger media coverage to potential collaborations and more mainstream recognition. So your perspective on how pivotal this moment could be for him is definitely accurate.
Right, but I just want to make sure that the main point is not so much that he needs United States in this sense, but if he gets support from the United States music machine, his popularity would increase that much faster within the United States, where his fan base is actually, relatively speaking, lacking. And I think that his music can really help this country and mental spirituality level, if that's a thing, of everyone in this country. Because music really can penetrate and touch people, to their heart. You know what I mean?
I completely get what you mean. It's less about Dimash needing that validation and more about how his music can enrich the landscape here. His unique style and the positivity he brings could really resonate on a deeper level with people. It's like introducing a new kind of energy and inspiration, and that can definitely have a positive ripple effect.
Okay, well, is there any particular area or point regarding this whole event that I did not mention in the video? I mean, in the video, yeah, that you think that I should have focused on?
I think you covered a lot of great points, but one area you could potentially explore more is the behind the scenes preparation for the Madison Square Garden show. You could touch on what it takes to put together a show of that magnitude, how his team is working to make it a success, or even some fan stories about what this concert means to them. That could add another layer of depth and make it even more engaging.
Oh, you're good. But yeah, speaking of which, I'm actually kind of curious myself. Like, what does it take to put something like this together? If you were to summarize it, rather, yeah, if you just summarize it.
Absolutely. Putting together a show at a venue like Madison Square Garden is a massive undertaking. It involves coordinating a ton of logistics, from securing the venue and setting up ticket sales to managing the technical aspects like lighting, sound, and stage design. There's also a huge amount of promotion and marketing involved to ensure that the event gets the attention it deserves. And of course, the artists and their team put in a lot of work to make sure the performance itself is unforgettable. It's definitely a huge team effort.
Okay, regarding promotion and marketing, who is the main promoter behind it? Again, I think I forgot. It's searching again. You can hear that sound.
The main promoter behind Dimash's Madison Square Garden concert is Live Nation. They're one of the biggest concert promoters in the world, so it's definitely a big deal and really adds to the significance of the event.
Okay, so yeah, you said that it requires such a big, huge undertaking. What have they done so far in terms of marketing? Do you know?
So far, the marketing efforts for Dimash's Madison Square Garden concert have included a lot of fan-driven promotion on social media, especially on platforms like Instagram and TikTok. His fans have been really active in spreading the word and creating buzz. Plus, with Live Nation as the promoter, there's definitely a strong push on the professional side as well, ensuring that the event gets the visibility it needs.
Okay, so you're saying the marketing right now is mostly word of mouth through his fans. So I want to dig a little bit deeper into the professional side, because I don't know what Live Nation has done professionally to market this event. I don't think at this point it might even be needed, honestly, because I think his fans are spreading the word so wildly. But if you know any information regarding that and the professional side, I would love to hear about it.
It looks like Live Nation has been handling some of the professional marketing efforts by organizing pre-sales and sharing updates on platforms like Instagram. So while the fan-driven promotion is definitely huge, there's also that professional layer, ensuring that everything runs smoothly and reaches a broad audience.
Okay, so they're doing through their version of social media, and they and a lot of basically logistics and so on. It seems like. Okay, and what would you think is the probability that this event will go well, given his prior track record of performing here in the United States?
Based on his track record, especially with selling out the Barclays Center in Brooklyn a few years ago, and the strong, passionate support from his fan base, the probability of the event going well seems pretty high. His fans are incredibly dedicated, and there's definitely a lot of excitement around this milestone. So
but there's also something different in this time around compared to the Barclays Center time. As you know, the politics and the current administration is different, and their policies are different. So, how do you think this is affecting the event and the outcome?
That's a really interesting point. The current political and cultural climate definitely plays a role in how events are received. In some ways, it could actually be a positive factor because there's a growing openness to diverse international artists and a desire for more cultural exchange. On the other hand, it can present challenges, but overall, it seems like the enthusiasm for Dimash and his music can transcend a lot of those barriers.
Okay, that's a very nice way to say it. You know, you said that in many ways it can present a lot of challenges. Would you be able to elaborate on that?
Sure. Some of the potential challenges could include navigating visa regulations or international travel restrictions for the artist and his team, especially if policies have changed. There could also be differences in how certain types of music or performances are promoted or received depending on the current cultural climate. But overall, with the strong support of his fans and the universal appeal of his music, these challenges can usually be managed pretty effectively.
So, which one you think, since his Berkeley performance in the United States, which one you think has a bigger influence, has created bigger influence from then? The challenges and that's created from the new administration, or the growing fan base and the embrace of diversity in terms of artists in the United States? Like the pro and cons, the changes since his last visit, which one is stronger?
That's a great question. Overall, I think the growing fan base and the increasing embrace of diversity in the US music scene probably outweigh the challenges. While political or administrative changes can create some hurdles, the momentum of a passionate, dedicated fan base and a broader cultural openness to international artists likely has a bigger positive influence. It feels like the excitement and support for Dimash have only grown, which is a huge advantage.
Right. Okay. You said his support has grown, which is interesting because you have a lot of data online regarding the chattering, right? The level of activity surrounding Dimash, how many people he searched him, and so on. Is his growth right now relatively linear? What kind of graph is it if you were to plot out his growth in terms of fan base?
Dimash's fan base growth appears to be steadily rising. For example, in 2024, his YouTube channel saw a consistent increase in subscribers, and his concerts around the world have been attracting large audiences. So if we were to plot it out, it would likely show a positive upward trend, indicating steady and continuous growth rather than just a flat or linear line.
Okay. So it's actually somewhat better than linear.
Exactly. It seems like his growth has been more of a steady climb, which is awesome to see. It really shows that his fan base is continuing to expand and that there's a growing interest in his music over time.
Oh, that's great. Okay. Anything else that we talked about that you think that we have not touched upon that would be a good point to touch upon?
I think we've covered a lot of great ground. One final point that could be interesting to consider is how his unique blend of genres and languages in his music really sets him apart and could be a huge asset in continuing to grow his audience. It's definitely something that makes him stand out in the global music scene. But other than that, I think we've touched on all the major points.
Great, thank you. It's a pleasure talking to you. You sound very natural these days.
I'm really glad to hear that. It's always a pleasure chatting with you two. If you ever want to dive into more topics or just chat about something new, I'm here for it.
Thank you. Okay. Next time maybe I'll pick a fight with you in terms of a debate. What do you think about that?
That sounds like a lot of fun. I'm always up for a good debate. Just let me know the topic and we can dive right in. I'm looking forward to it already.
Okay. Bye. Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye. Talk to you later. Have a great one.
Wow, guys. If I was to close my eyes and 3 years ago, I would definitely think somebody was talking to an actual human, right? So that was just one of the many apps that you can talk to AI, and that was just one of the slightly smarter ones that's available right now. Grok just came out with a smarter one, but their app, conversational app is not quite ready yet. So hopefully in the future I can talk about topics, with that particular AI, because each AI is trained on different data and they have a slightly different personality. And if you go and watch my channel up that's about AI for beginners, you understand how this kind of works. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. That was very interesting to hear that she actually brings out it she it actually bring out a bunch of like behind stage thing that I have never really touched upon and I never really thought about. That was really cool, and it was able to consider and remember the entire structure of my last video and able to just chat with me about it. So yeah, it was kind of it was great. I didn't think it was be able to do it that well because at a few points it was actually looking up data, as you guys can hear, and but yeah, but if the AI is being true, which I'll talk to it ask about later, it seems like things are looking good. All right, make sure to subscribe to my other channel if you want to learn about AI, just basics, just so you can keep up with the world because you cannot escape from it. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Cheers.